I found a safe, correct?
I'll accept your representation.
Okay. And in that safe, the FBI found topless and lewd photographs of girls, correct?
Again, sir, I'll accept your representation. I don't know.
Thank you. It was all over the media at the time. There's a New York Times article that says Jeffrey.
The answers he won't give are louder than the ones he does. The answers he won't give are louder than the ones he does. In a heated exchange on Capitol Hill, Congressman Ted Lieu pressed FBI Director Kash Patel on Jeffrey Epstein, hidden evidence, and unanswered questions involving powerful names. What followed wasn't clarity, it was hesitation, deflection, and silence. Tonight, we break down what was asked, what was avoided, and why those gaps matter far more than the talking points.
California is recognized.
Thank you, Director Patel, for being here today. The FBI searched Jeffrey Epstein's Manhattan residence, correct?
I believe that happened in 2018. I think there was 2 locations, sir.
It's 2019, and in that residence, the FBI found a safe, correct?
I don't have the catalog of evidence in front of me, sir.
In that residence, the FBI found a safe, correct?
I'll accept your representation.
Okay. And in that safe, the FBI found topless and lewd photographs of girls, correct?
Again, sir, I'll accept your representation. I don't know.
Thank you. It was all over the media at the time. There's a New York Times article that says Jeffrey Epstein is indicted on sex charges as discovery of nude photos is disclosed, dated July 8th, 2019. And the Times reports a trove of lewd photographs of girls was discovered in a safe inside financier Jeffrey Epstein's Manhattan mansion. Author Michael Wolff has conducted numerous interviews of Jeffrey Epstein. I'm going to play for you a video clip of what Michael Wolff said Epstein told him was in the safe and what he showed the author was in this safe. So let's please play that clip now.
Elected. And I was sitting talking to Epstein, and he said, "Wait a minute, I got to show you something." And then he went into his safe, and he came out with photographs. They were Polaroids, I think, and he kind of spread them out like playing cards, and it was Trump. I mean, I think there were a dozen of them, and it was Trump with girls of an uncertain age at Epstein's Palm Beach house, where all of the things that he would ultimately be accused of took place. And I remember very vividly 3 of them. There are 2 in which Trump is, the girls, topless girls, are sitting on Trump's lap. And then a 3rd in which he has a stain on the front of his pants. And the girls are kind of pointing at it, sort of bent over, laughing.
So, Director Patel, I'm going to ask you a very broad and general question. As you know, Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were friends. There are, of course, photos showing Donald Trump together with Epstein, correct?
I don't have the entirety of the photographs, but I think they've been photographed in public together.
All right. Are there any photos showing Donald Trump with girls of an uncertain age?
No.
How do you know that?
Because that information would have been brought to light by multiple administrations and FBI investigators over the course of the last 20 years.
Well, you know what? That's just not true, because no one knew about the creepy birthday message that Donald Trump wrote to Jeffrey Epstein until the Wall Street Journal disclosed it, and then all of a sudden, the Epstein estate provides it to Congress.
Well,
so certainly, you weren't there at the search. You don't know what Epstein may or may not have done with those photographs even prior to the search. Maybe someone has it. Maybe the Epstein estate has it.
You raise a great point.
So I'm going to ask you, have you asked to talk to Michael Wolff?
You raise a great point. I haven't personally asked to talk to Michael Wolff.
Has the FBI asked?
But the FBI, I'll get back to you if the FBI specifically
so Michael Wolff has
ever.
About 100 hours of testimony of Jeffrey Epstein. Wouldn't it be good for the FBI to interview Michael Wolff?
I'm not saying they haven't. I just don't know.
Has FBI subpoenaed the tapes that Michael Wolff has conducted of Jeffrey Epstein?
I don't know.
All right. So if you could provide us an answer, that would be terrific.
Sure.
Well, let me ask you this question then. Have you looked at all the photos in Epstein files?
I have looked at all the information that the investigators who investigated this case have provided to run out credible leads.
And in the Epstein file, was there that creepy birthday message that Donald Trump had written to Epstein?
No, that's what I was trying to tell you. You raise a great point. The estate of Jeffrey Epstein has a voluminous amount of information that they have not released before.
Okay, so that's great. So would it be great if FBI subpoenaed the estate of Jeffrey Epstein for all that information?
The estate is under no obligation to provide that material, even pursuant to a subpoena. That's a great point.
Yeah, that's just false.
Okay.
That's just false. You're the frickin' FBI. You can subpoena the information from the estate, and you better do that.
That's literally not how it works.
I'm going to move on now and talk about Epstein's client list. You confirmed that exists. Attorney General Pam Bondi confirmed earlier this year that exists. So I just want to ask you a simple question. Is Prince Andrew on Epstein's client list?
The material related to Prince Andrew has been made public.
Is Prince Andrew on the client list?
We have released the index of names that were in Jeffrey Epstein.
Is Donald Trump on Epstein's client list?
The index has been released, and the index will speak for
itself. So I'm
itself.
just going to say, America is a huge red flag. The FBI director could not answer whether Donald Trump was on Epstein's
Gentleman's
client
time has
list.
expired. I now recognizes the gentleman.
Now let's cut through the noise and look at what the actual record reveals. Now let's cut through the noise and look at what the actual record reveals. This exchange between Congressman Ted Lieu and FBI Director Kash Patel wasn't just tense, it was revealing. Not because of what new facts were introduced, but because of how often the nation's top law enforcement officials said, "I don't know, I'll accept your representation," or redirected responsibility elsewhere. At the center of the questioning, Jeffrey Epstein's Manhattan residence, a documented FBI search, and a safe reportedly containing disturbing photographic evidence, material extensively reported by major outlets, including the New York Times in July 2019. Congressman Lieu establishes something critical early on. The FBI searched Epstein's Manhattan mansion. A safe was found. And according to contemporaneous reporting, that safe contained lewd photographs of underage girls. Director Patel does not dispute the reporting, but he also does not confirm it. Instead, he repeatedly says he doesn't have the evidence catalog in front of him and accepts the congressman's description without affirming it. That distinction matters. Because accepting a claim is not the same as validating it. And for an FBI director, that hesitation raises immediate questions about institutional knowledge, accountability, and follow-through. Then comes a pivotal moment. Ted Lieu introduces Michael Wolff, an author who says Jeffrey Epstein personally showed him Polaroid photographs allegedly involving Donald Trump and young girls at Epstein's Palm Beach residence. This is not hearsay stacked on hearsay. It is a first-hand claim by a journalist who says he was shown the materials directly and has over 100 hours of recorded interviews with Epstein. So what does the FBI director say? He doesn't know whether the FBI interviewed Wolff. He doesn't know whether the FBI subpoenaed the tapes. He doesn't know whether the Bureau even pursued that lead. That's not a denial. That's an information vacuum. Perhaps the most telling moment comes when Director Patel confidently says, "There are no photos showing Donald Trump with girls of uncertain age." Ted Lieu responds with the simplest and most devastating follow-up possible. "How do you know that?" And the answer? Because, Patel says, such information would have been brought to light by past administrations. That is not evidence. That is an assumption. History has repeatedly shown that powerful information can remain hidden for decades, sometimes by design, sometimes by neglect. The discussion then shifts to the Epstein estate, which Patel admits holds a voluminous amount of information that has not been released. Lieu asks the obvious question. Why hasn't the FBI subpoenaed it? Patel claims the estate is under no obligation to comply, a statement Lieu directly challenges as false, pointing out that subpoena power is literally one of the FBI's core authorities. Whether this is a legal disagreement or a misunderstanding, the optics are unmistakable. Congress pushing for action. Law enforcement deflecting responsibility. Finally, we reach the issue Americans care about most, Epstein's client list. Patel confirms it exists. The Attorney General has confirmed it exists. Yet when asked directly whether Prince Andrew or Donald Trump appear on it, Patel refuses to answer, repeatedly pointing to a vague index and letting it speak for itself. That's not transparency. That's procedural evasion. And when time expires, the American public is left with no clarity, only unanswered questions. This hearing didn't prove guilt. It didn't introduce new evidence. But it exposed something arguably just as important. A system that appears unwilling or unable to definitively answer questions about one of the most notorious criminal networks in modern history. In oversight hearings, silence isn't neutral. Deflection isn't harmless. And, I don't know, from the FBI director is not reassuring.